Hi everyone, this is K Pandit from Little Montessori Pandits. Today's video is all about giving it back, and this is my motto, giving it back to the nature. I will explain this in the video. So this video is divided into two parts. In part 1, I'm going to talk about how I prepared my no-dig beds, and from that bed, how we had harvested potatoes. So from that potato harvest, all the potato vines that were left, how we had prepared no-dig bed and then planted some onions in those beds. The most important thing with this concept is that you are enriching your soil. So in our garden we have clay soil, which is very difficult to plant certain plants, although it is full of nutrition and goodness. But when you dig the soil, it's like very clay. So it just becomes very sticky and becomes very hard when there is no moisture and you can't do anything. So in order to make it much more fine soil where you can plant flowers and vegetables, especially in the vegetable garden, by doing no dig concept, we have really enriched our soil, and at the same time we are giving back the nutritions that comes from the cuttings and all the compost that we put on the beds. So that is again going back in the ground. So this is what I mean by my concept, giving it back. And I've been doing this concept for the past 3 years, and I'm so happy with that concept because I see results and how it has improved my soil in the garden, and this is what I'm going to share with you. Potatoes. Harvesting potatoes today. Wow, I'm so happy. This is what hubby likes to do, grow potatoes, and it's good at it. Oh, nice. Potatoes. Oh, wow. They're very big. Oh, look at that. Harvested potatoes. So this year, here, everywhere where there are no flowers, there are potatoes, and they're ready. So the next thing is to learn how to store them. Look at these potatoes. All of this here. They're quite big. Here and here. We're going to dig them out now. We had planted 3 varieties of potatoes. In the small basket are the blue potatoes. These potatoes are called blue Congo. And then we have a variety called Linda Feskoken. That means these potatoes are used for making chips and potato curry. The third variety is called Ardeta Melig. That means these potatoes are used for mashed potatoes. After harvesting the potatoes, all the vines that were left from the potatoes, we transferred them to the bed next door, and we dug a trench, and you can see that the soil was very dry. Therefore, we had to first water the trench before planting anything. The onions you see in the long pot, they were planted from seeds. The best way to plant these onions is to plant them in clumps. So I separated the onions into few clumps, and that's what I'm going to plant here in the trench. The reason we watered it because it was evening time, and if we water it from top, the slugs would have come and had attacked the onions as well as the marigolds that are by the edge. To prevent that, we watered the trench first. So just take a handful of these, and with my hand trowel just dig it in, and I'm just going to take this and put it in the soil here and then cover it up. That's all I'm going to do. That's it. So I'm going to go around now and finish the whole row. So as soon as we harvested the potatoes, I already had some African marigolds, so which I have planted them all the way here in this bed along with the onions. So this spring onions, I can use them I think in about 3 or 4 weeks time, and I can continue using them, so for cooking and eating them in salad all through the autumn and early winter as well. So this bed is done. Because I'm into no-dig gardening, so all the things I'm just going to jump over, all the potato leaves and all the things that are left from the potatoes, I put them in this bed here, the second bed, and I'm going to leave it like this and let it rot. I don't have a compost heap. I don't put it in the compost heap. I put everything in the ground. So I'm going to leave it for a couple of days, and in about a couple of days I'll come back and I'll just sprinkle some soil on top and just leave it, and then come back again after a week and just put a fork through so that it lets the air in. By September this bed will have become soil compost, so I can use it. So this is the best way to I'm doing my compost. Whatever things that I have in the vegetable beds, I'm going to put it back in the ground, so even these flowers will go back in the beds again, and by next year this ground will be ready and I can put the use the soil, and it's the best soil that you can use for growing vegetables. Look at this, it's so ready, and now I can plant. I'm not going to dig it deep because then I'm going to disturb all the good microbes, so I'm not going to dig deep. So that's the whole idea of no digging concept. Okay, so I'm going to now start the onions and plant them. Also, I'm growing these onions in clumps. So I have 3 clumps here. So 1, 2, and the third one at the back. So they're all here. I'm going to plant them. So once I've planted them and when they're ready, you can always take as many onions you want just from the side. It wouldn't harm the whole plant at all. So I will do an update video and I'll share that with you. Onions planted in my no-dig bed. All I have to do now is just water it. I'm not going to water that much because the onions itself in the pot there had a lot of water, and I really don't want to encourage slugs. So just to keep them happy, and then tomorrow morning I'm going to come and water them thoroughly. Yeah, so I want to show you the ones that I had planted 3 weeks ago, and you can see that they've settled down. And if you see the weeds next to it, it's all good because I always pick them out and give it back to the soil. So my motto is giving it back. So we are giving it back to Mother Earth.